I've been 3D printing for years now, and I got my first printer as a tool to help me build other things like electronic enclosures, custom brackets, and parts for my projects. But when I see what's popular with 3D printing, a lot of it is models and toys, but I've seen less of the practical and functional side of 3D printing. So in this video, I wanted to show you a few of the practical 3D prints I've designed to help me solve a problem and potentially save a bit of money along the way. Hopefully I can show you that creating your own models isn't that hard and inspire some of you to learn CAD if you haven't done already, as it's never been easier to learn modeling with all the free tools available like Fusion and Onshape and YouTube tutorials. I'm a bit of a coffee snob, like most Kiwis, but when I got my first espresso machine, I was trying to save as much money as possible. So instead of buying a knockbox, I thought I'd first try and print one. I designed this knockbox about 8 years ago and it's still going strong. It's printed without support in ABS, but it'll work just as well in PLA as it uses a wooden dowel as the knock part, so it won't wear down the plastic and it's easy to replace. I've used this print for years and it's never broken, as the force when you hit the portafilter to get the puck out puts the layer lines in compression, so it's not going to split down the layer lines as the print is orientated in its strongest dimension. Over time I've printed it in a few different sizes and colours and given it away to friends and families, as it's still one of my favourite 3D prints. While upgrading my irrigation system, I needed some extra valve boxes, and I looked at the local hardware stores, but they're all well above what I wanted to spend. So I decided I would try and print some custom valve boxes in ABS, complete with custom labels and indicator lights to show when the valve is active. Even though I mainly do practical 3D prints, multicolour printing has been one of my favourite upgrades, as it's allowed me to print custom decals and labels in a lot of my models. In the end, they turned out even cleaner and more functional than anything I could buy. Even if they break in the future, they cost about 1/10 of what they would off the shelf, so I'm not too worried. When I upgraded my home network, I wanted some additional network outlets, but the price of the Keystone wall plates was more than I wanted to spend for something so simple. So I designed them like normal New Zealand outlets that are modular and have faceplates. I also designed 3 different sizes to support 1, 2 or 3 network drops. The advantage of swappable faceplates is you can add custom labels to each faceplate and easily swap them if something changes. This is the cool thing about 3D printing. I created the wall plate model and then ended up using it for a heap of different projects with only a few minor changes. When I moved into our house, I wanted to mount my doorbell to the side of the house, but because of the shape of the weatherboard, there was no way to mount it flush to the side of the house. So I modelled the exact profile of the weatherboards in CAD and printed a bracket to match. I also added an additional 5-degree angle to get a better view on the camera. Once I had that profile, I went a bit bracket crazy, designing custom mounts for lighting and security cameras all around my house. The best part is when I upgraded the doorbell to a larger one, I could make minor changes to the model and then print a new one in a matching colour and reuse all the existing mounting holes. There was a large hole in my deck for plumbing and other services to come through, but it also became a cat highway under the house, which my dog was not happy about. So I quickly printed a custom honeycomb style cover in 2 parts out of PETG that snaps perfectly into place and keeps the pipes accessible but the cat's out. In hindsight, I probably could just place a brick or some wood over it, but when you have a 3D printer, everything looks like a nail. So this is probably one of my weirder 3D prints. Our bath has such a smooth laminar flow that it won't splash, meaning no bubbles. So I quickly made this little insert that breaks up the flow and adds just enough turbulence to get those satisfying bubbles going. It's a tiny thing, but it worked, and I don't think this is something you can buy off the shelf. My bananas keep getting squashed in my bag on the way to work. There are protective cases you can buy, but all the ones I've seen have a hinge that eventually breaks. So I came up with my own version, what I call the banana jar. It's a bit ridiculous looking, but it works, and with no hinges or clips, there's almost nothing to break. So now I get no more squished bananas, with the downside being I get a few odd looks and comments from people in the office. My girlfriend ordered a heap of spice bottles and requested for me to build a custom spice rack for her. So this is what I came up with. Custom modular trays to hold each bottle at the optimum angle to fit lots of spices, but also fit in the slim drawers we have in our kitchen. Each holder is printed individually and fits into a grid similar to Gridfinity, so that I can print as many or as few as we need. This has been a great 3D print, not only because it's functional, but also now my girlfriend doesn't mind me spending so much money on filament for my printer. They're just a few of the practical 3D prints I've designed and actually use every day. Hopefully I've inspired you to make something yourself. If you want to print any of these models, I have the files linked in the video description. Let me know what you think. I'm always super keen for feedback. See you in the next one.